with Rock that's Taylor Brand of Trapt. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit.
So we're outside of Goldfields right now, Sacramento. You guys have been around for a long time. You've got 9 studio albums. You formed in '97. What's the secret to staying together for a long time as a band?
Just having songs that your fans, keep wanting to go back to, and I think that stuff that like reminds them of when they were younger definitely is a big deal, the nostalgia thing. But and you just gotta continue to put out new music and just get them excited about what you're doing, And I think as long as you're consistent with that, like we've had 9th studio album if you include our independent one before our first major label, and 9 records now. So we try to put a new album out every 3 or 4 years at least.
Yeah. Did you guys think the 2002 hit Headstrong was going to be as popular as it is? Did you feel it before it even came out?
Yeah, we had a lot of people at the Warner Brothers Records that really dug the song, and we really dug the song. We thought Echo was going to be a big one up there as well, but yeah, no one could have predicted that Headstrong would have been as big as it was.
Yeah.
So
it's such a catch. I definitely love it. It's good. It's always on the playlist. And then I like The Fall. It's a more slow romantic vibe.
Yeah.
And is the chick in the video, is that your wife?
That's my fiance. Yeah.
She's hot.
Yeah, she's great.
You lucked out, dude. Like, wow. And then you guys also have a patriotic hit. Like, are you voting? Have you voted yet?
I just usually go for the Republican guy,
Yeah.
That's kind of always. My dad was big into that, and that kind of got me into it. But I just whatever I think makes most sense.
100%, I agree. And you've been getting flack, though. I will say there is some haters kind of out there on you when I'm researching you. Do you ever respond to negative comments, or how do you feel about some negativity?
I don't mind any negativity. I like to point out people who go out of their way to troll, other people's pages or troll bands or whatever, and it's so glaringly obvious that they're just trying to fill that self-esteem void that they've got, and it's like they're trying to put someone down. That's what they're trying to do, and it's like, why would you do that if you're feeling good about yourself? So I definitely point out when anyone's trying to egg me on like that. I just kind of go, well, it's pretty sad that you must be living a life where you really need to troll for that self-esteem.
Yeah, they might be jealous.
The way you can get it,
trying to put people down and whatnot.
Work on your life instead of trolling on Facebook or TikTok all day.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite social media that you like to be on?
I don't know. I think they're all the same. I mean, TikTok and Facebook are probably our 2 biggest mediums, I guess, or where we've gone most viral, whatever you want to call it. But I guess Instagram and YouTube are also up there here and there. But yeah, I think YouTube's the most different than those other ones.
Yeah. What do you think is the secret for a video to go viral? Do you have any advice or?
Oh, I have no clue.
I know, right? I don't either.
It's the stuff that does go viral. I don't understand how it does go so viral. I was just watching some of the most liked TikTok. It's just like this girl doing like a little like a jingle or some song she made up or something. I don't know what's going on in the video, but it's like 10 seconds and it's just her not bobbing her head, and it's like the biggest video on TikTok. So I don't know what.
I think I'm out of touch. I'm so much older that I don't understand what is going viral or how things get big.
I don't think anyone knows how to. I think that if you regularly go viral, it's because you're whitelisted on TikTok or Facebook or whatever. So
yeah,
I don't think it's that real. I don't think that it's truly organically viral. I think that
that's a good point.
Certain people are picked to go viral, and other people, no matter what they upload, it's not happening. It's not gonna go viral.
I know me and my friends have gotten blacklisted on our podcast for just interviewing swingers, literally interviewing sex therapists, I'm just trying to give positive information to people about sex or safe sex, and they've blacklisted those videos, which is strange to me because it's not something highly inappropriate, but you can get in this category and then you're kind of screwed. But then it's cool, you get the underground fans that kind of like that you're blacklisted or not on the homepage.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's next for Trapt? What's coming up? You're on tour right now.
Yeah, we put an album out in May, and we had been doing the fall tour. Our record's called The Fall, so we did a tour supporting it, and this is like the 5th and last leg of it. So, you know, we're gonna just keep touring. Next year, it's gonna be an acoustic tour, and then we got some Europe and different other countries, international, that we're gonna be touring during the summer, but mostly acoustic next year. We're gonna do a spring leg of it and then like a fall leg of it, so that'll be fun. And then not sure what we're doing 2026, but then, you know, we'll have our 25th anniversary tour 2027. So
very sick.
Yeah, next few years are mapped out.
That's cool. And I'm stoked. I feel like rock has made such a big comeback in this last year. Like, it's on fire right now.
That's the beauty of all, you know, social media videos. You know, it's like you see like that nostalgia thing for sure. I mean, it's coming back every like 20 years, it seems like, you know.
Yeah, ebbs and flows. And then a lot of bands are going to Europe that exploded or start in the late 90s, early 2000s. And Europe is selling out right now. It's like the market.
Yeah.
When's the last time you traveled and toured in Europe?
It was 2017 when we did UK and Australia. We did Australia again in 2019.
Nice.
Yeah, we haven't gone international since the lockdown stuff, so it'll be fun next year.
What do you like about touring?
Just the fans, you know, just playing for, just seeing your fans in person, and you know, it's just a great thing to know that there's a few hundred people in every city that want to see what you're doing, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, like any band would want more people to come to their shows, you know, and all that, but we're just grateful that we have what we have, and you know, that we don't have to rely on any outside investors or labels or managers or any of that stuff. So, you know, we just, whatever we do ourselves. You know? So
you're completely independent, representing yourself. Yeah, that's becoming more popular. More and more bands I'm talking to, because you can use your own cell phone to reach your fans and post your content. Why pay someone to take a percentage of? But
if you're going to be in those festivals and, you know, some of the bigger tours, like, you got to be managed by the same people. I mean, that's kind of the thing. Or I mean,
that's the insider information.
Even the people on the labels, they still have a manager as well. So it's like, I don't know any band that manages themselves, you know. Some of them have their own label, but they have like a management team that takes care of this or that, or gets them on that tour or this tour, you know, just the network of it. So, but you know, we're happy with the shows that we're doing, and we're like taking like the lead in promoting a lot of these shows, you know, or at least partnering with the promoters that we work with. Sometimes there's no promoters, just Trapt, and we get the venue and we make it all happen ourselves. And or we're just like co-promoting with a promoter, and they've been great, you know. Like, you know, you can't nail not 100% of the shows, so but we've only had like a handful of shows over the last few years that, like, you know, weren't the way that we wanted them to be. So, you know, you live and learn, but it's, you know, it's like every year it gets better, you know.
Yeah, well, you're working hard and you're doing most of it by yourself, and you're rolling dice on all these different cities that you're not living in. So you're working from a different city trying to book these shows. That's a lot. You know, that's not easy.
Yeah, we've done like 100 shows the last 3 years in a row. So.
Damn. And so I read online, I had no clue until reading that you and Body Count and Ice-T had like a little feud a while ago. Is this still a thing even? Or is this done?
I don't know where that even started, but it was something to do with streaming, and I don't know if somebody else.
Ice-T was doing an interview and said, he did have a feud with you and Trapt, and I was like, what?
I don't know how it became a feud, but I just said that Trapt has bigger streaming numbers than Body Count.
Yeah.
And then that somehow, like, he was very offended by that, I guess, you know.
He had some threatening words, and I was like, is this a thing?
Like, yeah.
Have you guys ever met in person since then? Or no? Okay.
I think he definitely is still angry about it, though.
I know, like, I just saw an interview on a podcast, and I didn't know that Trapt and Body Count had a whole thing. Fascinating to me.
I just said that we have more listeners on Spotify. That's it. By a lot, you know.
We need to see, like, a celebrity death match against, like, Chris from Trapt and Ice-T from Body Count. That'd
be so funny, like, when we were going back and forth, and I was like, whatever, bring it, whatever you want to do, man. He, like,
no real fighting. I don't want anyone hurt.
The next day, like, posted, like, a picture of his shirt off, and he, like... I know it must have been directed at me, but it was so cheesy, I think.
I just learned something new this week, and I was kind of blown away. I'm like, this is really a thing I gotta ask about that. Okay, can we do fun question time? Let's see. Okay, would you choose between alcohol or women?
Women.
Okay, good. That's a good choice. Loud or quiet?
Quiet.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Ocean or mountains?
Ocean.
New songs or old songs?
New songs.
West Coast or East Coast?
West Coast.
Watch the news or listen to a comedian?
Listen to a comedian.
Okay, and what is a goal for Trapt that you want to accomplish still?
I don't know. I mean, we're just to keep doing what we're doing, you know, and just to get better at letting our fans know we're coming to town, you know. And it's like we've got Facebook and a little bit with Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, and a little bit with like Google. But we're just trying to figure out the best ways of doing this stuff, you know. It's like that's the goal what I would want to get to, because, you know, I'm managing the band and putting all the tours together and all that stuff, and so just to get better at letting fans know that we're coming into town. We've got millions of listeners, but it's so hard to hit. I mean, thousands of listeners in any given city just on one streaming app like Spotify. You know, they all have thousands each, you know, listening to our music every week, and so it'd be nice to just hit those people like on the apps. But you know, it's hit or miss with that. Like the apps kind of let people know, but then a lot of times they don't let people know, you know, so
Yeah.
it's just about, you know, and that's, you know, you get more of that when you have the label and the manager and all that stuff, but just there's always a way around things. So that's basically the goal for Trapt, is just find out how to let fans know we're coming to town when we do.
Honing in on communication. Well, thank you so much, Chris, for stopping by Stefs Rock Show.